No, I know. It's not exactly the type of thing I usually do on this channel, so bear with me. I have to paint this lampshade today. It's fancy. Fancy lampshade. My wife wants me to make it look more metallic. I'm not going to be able to do that today, but I'm probably going to put a base coat of black on it. So this thing's kind of funky. It's actually two lampshades in one. It's got this sort of secondary layer. Yes, I know. But Mr. Bots, that's neither a bot nor a beast. It's more of a lampshade. Is this a DIY channel? No, this is not a DIY channel, but I'm doing a random mishmash of projects today that I just need to get done. This happens to be one of them, so I am gifting you with this. Yes, lampshade. Lampshade. What I'm going to do is actually use my airbrush. So let's. So if you're into wanting to know how to use an airbrush, this will be kind of like a quickie tutorial on that, I guess. So the plan here is to use about maybe 45 pounds of pressure or PSI. Maybe 50, because I'm not going super gentle with this. It's not going to be like some light, airy thing. I really want to get good coverage. So maybe 50 PSI or even 60. Use a flat matte black. I'll probably use the matte black primer. This has got kind of a fuzzy burlap texture. I wouldn't say burlap, but it's not like, you can kind of see some of the fuzz here. I wouldn't call it like, there it is. See that one there? I wouldn't call it the smoothest material in the world. I would have preferred that something like this be hey, you know what? I can't complain. My wife said she wanted me to do it. I said I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it. However, this does present some logistical problems in that I got to paint up in there. See that? There's more lampshade. See? But here's the plan. Oh yes, I do have a plan. The plan. The plan is to cut here, cut here, cut here, right in the middle of this rod. And what I've got are rod couplers. And if you don't know what a rod coupler is, you can say rod coupling, coupler. Let's see if I got something to write with here. Man, this lamp. Let's get this thing adjusted. Tighten that up. This keeps loosening. All right. Okay. Where are my Sharpies? Sharpie. There's a red one. That'll work. So this is what we got going here. Yep. Sorry. A rod coupler, so like here's your rod, right? I'm gonna cut that in half, so I've got a bottom rod and a top rod. I'm going to use a coupler, which is essentially a cylinder that looks like this, and that hole goes all the way through the cylinder, right, to another hole. And on the sides, there are other holes with small grub screws. A grub screw, I'm just going into all kinds of detail today. A grub screw is like a regular screw, it has a thread. This is a super blown up version. A grub screw has a threading just like a screw. Except it's literally just like a little cylinder. And usually they have a hex head top. So that's what a grub screw looks like. And that's what these are. So what it is I'll cut the rod the coupler will get inserted, or rather the rod will get inserted on both sides. Once they meet with each other in the center, I tighten it down with the grub screws, and now this permanent double lampshade becomes a modular double lampshade. Yeah, baby! Modularity. All right, so there you go. That's the plan. So first I got to cut those two rods, separate the two lampshades, and I'll effectively have two lampshades, because what that lampshade actually is like, if I give you a cross section, yeah, there's just nothing flat to write on here. If I gave you a cross section of this, and I think you can tell from the picture, there's the big lampshade, and then there's like the little lampshade underneath it, and that's connected by those rods. So we're going to cut those rods, pull the little one out, and the big one will be separated, and then we can paint both. Boom, done. Wham bam. Thank you, Mr. President. All right, so yeah, let's start with chippy chopping the rods here, and then we'll get on to the painting. I was going to use a Dremel, but I don't know. They seem pretty strong, but maybe my wire cutters can make short work of them. I don't know. Let's find out. First, we'll try the big manly hands crush wire cutters. I have a pretty good grip. I'm gonna just eyeball it here. Doesn't have to be perfect. I can tell you right now, that is definitely not a thin steel. That is about, I think I measured it with some digital calipers. This is about 3.5 to 4 millimeter steel. So yeah, that's gonna take some Dremel cutting. So let's see. Let's go to the Dremel. Dremel. There we go. Yeah, this is what we want. I don't need the fancy thing, I don't think. This should be able to reach in there. Let me see. Yeah, I should be fine. I should be able to cut through it with this. All right. Let's go that route. Let me put this on the magic stand. Okay. And get the bird's eye view of the Dremel cutting. Need something to hold that in place. What can I use to hold that in place? All right, let's go with that for now. Probably ought to put something behind it, underneath it. All right, so the plan is to cut it right about here. Hopefully it will not cause a great deal of pain and anxiety for me. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this and you're just tuning in or seeing this video, yeah, I said I was going to cut or paint this lampshade, but it's turning into more of a project than I initially anticipated. We'll just say that. No, that's not going to work. What do I need to use? Oh, I know what I need. I know what I need. So at the very least in this video, you're getting a decent assortment of skill sets. You get to learn how to let's see, is that a cutting wheel? No. Where's the cutting wheel? You get to learn how to Dremel something with a cutting wheel, and you get to, that's a cutter, yeah, that's what I need, right there. You get to learn how to airbrush something if we make it that far, but we'll see. We shall see. I mean, I honestly don't even know if this is going to work. I'm fairly sure it's going to work. I'm just not 100%. I lost a tiny washer. I hate it when I do that. I don't think it's going to make that much difference, but... Oh, there it is. Cool, found it. Tiny washer. No, that's not it. Dang it. We'll just make do without it. Should be all right. Okay. All right, so we have our cutting wheel. Hopefully that'll be good enough to chop through this thing. Like I said, your guess is as good as mine. So we'll find out in a second. All right. Plug it in. Might have to get this thing a little closer. Woo! Now we're moving. A little bit faster, maybe? Uh-oh. Looks like we made a little boo-boo. Well, that sucks. Yeah. That was unexpected. But it looks like we were kind of making some progress there. Look at all this stuff. Really close. Really, really close. So... it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We just, unfortunately, did not get that far. But I don't think we're going to necessarily... We learned something. We learned something, right? That's what's important. All right. Almost done replacing this blade. Don't worry, I'll be getting down to the artsy stuff again, the little robots and creatures after this video. This is just something that I gotta do. You see, children, as a grown-up, sometimes you have to do things you don't necessarily want to do. All right. I just broke a blade. That's kind of irritating. I mean, like I just put a new blade in here and I just broke it again. So, helpful hint, these blades are very delicate. Try not to push or bend them while you're screwing them on. Don't put any kind of pressure on them. I mean, these are pretty cheap blades, so I mean that's part of it. All right, that one looks good. And of course, you don't want to be breathing this junk in, so wear a mask. Just saying. I'm just wearing a little N95 basically for this bit, but because I'm not really close to it, but any kind of mask is better than nothing, to be honest. Almost through. Woo! All right, made it. Got through one of them. Next. Okay. All right, where's the next one? All right, number 2. Well, aim for about the same spot. Doesn't have to be super, super clean. Just kind of close. All right. Got through that one a little faster. And number three. I think number 3 should probably do like this. Because I think this thing's gonna fall apart basically when I put it on there. Let's see what happens. Looks like we lost another blade. Well, that's 3 blades. But, you know what? 3 blades, 3 rods. These are cheap. I think we're doing okay. Really bad blades, though, I gotta say. Whoa. What are these little sanding discs or cutting wheels? These are sanding discs. All right, blade replacement time. I think we're gonna let that Dremel cool off a little bit. That motor's getting real hot. Whew. I'm getting real hot. I gotta be honest. It's supposed to get up to 108 today in Texas, at least where I'm at. Not exactly great weather for this sort of thing. Let me stop the fan right there so I can get some air. All right, I gotta give this a little bit more time. All right, that's my 4th blade, but I think we're far enough along on this thing that we can probably just wiggle it off. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can fight my way through it. There we go. Sorry about that. Ta-da! So we've got number 1, where is it? Number 2 somewhere. There's number 2. There's number 3 right there. All right. So here's my little bits. I don't know, it's pretty hot in this garage. I don't know if I'm going to get to the part where I actually airbrush it, but let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. If you ask me, that was the exciting part, right? The grinding. Let's unplug this guy. Let's see. How about some files? Where's my big file? Where's my big metal file? I have one for like big stuff. What did I do with it? Here, there it is. File. So I'm not real sure what the exact diameter is on these. I mean, I kind of do. Like I said, I measured them with a digital caliper, but they've got these little tips, and they were kind of all over the place in terms of diameter. So this is, I want to smooth this out and kind of thin it out, like taper it a little bit. Same thing with all these. And get them more or less the same size. Where is it? There's one here, one here. This one here. So yeah, I'm kind of, what I'm probably going to do is come in and do it this way to kind of taper it down. Do it this way a little bit. Get it nice and smooth so it doesn't look, you know, sharp and dangerous. As far as the size, I think I've got them all more or less the same size. Let's double check that with the little tape measure here. So it looks about 1 1/4. This one looks to be about, that one's about 1 1/2. And this one is about 1 1/4. So this last one's a little long, but that's okay. Like I said, it just has to be close. The couplers I should be able to make some adjustment with that, so it's not that big a deal. All right. You thought this was just going to be a simple little paint the lamp project. Well, me too. It's never simple though. It's always like, oh, could you do this simple thing for me? And it's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. But there's always some kind of element of complexity added to it. Okay, that seems pretty nice. This one's a little short. Ouch. Children, don't file your finger. Okay, so I kind of caught the edge of my finger with the file like that, and it made a nice little file burn. Not a big deal, not a big deal. Ain't nothing but a chicken wing. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. Where are we? I want to zoom all the way out. There we go. This is the guy we're looking for. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got some camera issues. Tripod problems. Oh, the little rubber doohickeys come out. That's funny. Alright. Let me fix that. Yeah, I got one camera mount over here. We're filing down this thing here, so already done 2. I'm just taking this kind of sharp edge off. So it's a little easier to handle. Just kind of getting it from all sides. If it's loud, you can turn down your speakers. There's your warning. All right, let's get this guy out of the way. Just realized it's gonna be a little harder to do this on the big one because they're kind of inside. Not a biggie. All right, that's pretty good. Let's get all the junk out of here. Oh, by the way, so what we end up with is 2 lampshades, right? So this lampshade is the bottom section. See, it's got a cover on it. This lampshade was the top section. Here's the one that goes into the lamp with the little threaded area. I forget what this is called. A U-line? Is that what it is? I forget what the actual... There's different types of lampshade connections, but you guys can look that up. Just Google. This isn't the lampshade channel, but yes, I know I'm doing a lampshade, but mainly it's just I'm trying to prepare this thing for airbrushing, but I had to separate those 2 pieces. All right, so we've been at it about half an hour. I'll probably come back to this later once I've gotten to the airbrush phase, but I think you at least get the idea. Those are the 2 pieces I was discussing over here that are gonna be coupled with that coupler. So it'll be modular. I can take it apart if I need to, which in this case I did, so I can paint both lampshades black with the airbrush. So this will get a coat of flat black, that'll get a coat of flat black, and then once that's completely covered, or got enough coverage to a point I'm happy with it, it's gonna get a top layer of pewter. Don't ask me why, it wasn't my choice. I think it's a good choice for what we've got, but yeah, different. Never done this before, figured how hard could it be, right? It's super easy. Sorta. All right. Well, that was random video number. I've lost count. It's supposed to be number 2, but you know, if you count the shorts, it's kind of number 4. Let's say random long form video number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. This is your ASMR number 2. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So that was the lampshade. All right, catch you guys later in the day. Bye. Like and subscribe.